Chapter 4, The Presidential Special Order. In October 1990, a presidential special order was announced to quell public opinion that was boiling over due to various corruptions and to shift the political situation. In the past, soldiers who seized power through military coups arrested all political gangsters, including Lee Jung-jae. The Fifth Republic, which came to power through the December 12 coup, also created an illegal military facility called Samcheong Education Camp to round up gangsters. While the purpose was to appease public sentiment, where there's light, there's also shadow. Inevitably, innocent victims emerged as well. Although there had been a massive crackdown on the 5 major violent crimes since last year, the war on crime announced by the president himself in front of the public was on a different level. It was such a large-scale operation to root out organized crime that even decent connections couldn't get you out. However, despite this strong measure, not a single gangster associated with the Cheongpong group was arrested. They survived and took control of Seoul, which became a great source of power for the Cheongpong group. What nonsense is this? No adult would immediately understand if a 17-year-old high school student said something like this. But thanks to Chairman Cheon's timely visit, I had something to say. You saw the car that came to see me earlier, right? Yeah, it's a car I've never seen in Busan before. Why? What did that person say? That person is my maternal grandfather, and he says there's going to be a major crime crackdown soon. I'm known for causing a lot of trouble too, so he subtly warned me to be careful. As you said, this must be fate, so I couldn't just stay quiet and decided to let you know. Quote ellipsis quote. I've made myself clear. The choice is yours. I told you to avoid the rain. Don't spread rumors about loyalty or anything else. Just take a few brothers you really trust and lay low. Don't trust anyone, even if it's the boss. I left the rooftop, leaving behind Park Dong-soo with his mouth agape. Whether he would listen to my words and act on them was up to Park Dong-soo's choice. But if he survives, and if he feels grateful to me, wouldn't it be of help to me someday? In the car heading to Seoul, Chairman Cheon, who had been quietly leaning back in the rear seat, suddenly asked, Myung-hoon, what do you think of our grandson? As you said, it felt like talking to an old man with a snake in his belly. Yes, that's how it seemed to me too. I've lived for 70 years thinking I was good at reading people. But I can't read the mind of that young child. Is that so? How many people have I seen while playing with money? When I was young, I met all sorts of people while collecting debts. People who borrowed money but acted arrogant, people who begged for more time, people who hid, people who brought gangsters to threaten me. I've gone through all those people to get where I am now. So I thought I knew people well, but in my twilight years, my grandson is putting me to the test. At those words, Chief Ha gave a small smile. It seems you liked him. Liked him, the audacious kid made me an offer. He asked for a gift if he gets into the best university in Seoul within 3 years. Ha ha ha, like him, of course I do. He must have inherited at least half of my blood, he must have. Yes. After laughing for a while, old man Cheon stopped and said to Chief Ha. Get a small house in Busan and give it to my grandson. Put it in Yoo-hyuk's name. Whether this will be the last thing I can give that child or if he'll take something bigger depends on his ability. Yes. After that, until they arrived at Chairman Cheon's residence in Pyeongchang-dong, not a single word was exchanged in the car, but the corners of the old man's mouth were unknowingly curved into a gentle arc. Old man Cheon's actions were swift. We moved as soon as grandmother was discharged from the hospital. It was a detached house with 3 rooms, a 10-minute walk from the school. Yoo-hyuk, grandma, don't say anything else. My maternal grandfather showed up after 17 years, so I boldly negotiated. I asked for living expenses in a house so you could live with me. Now you don't have to work anymore, just stay at home. I wonder if we're receiving too much of a favor. It's not. We can accept it. Later, when I grow up, I'll get you an even better house and make you live in luxury. Until then, just focus on your health, okay? My baby, when did you grow up so much? Let me pinch those cheeks one more time. Ah, grandma. That evening, grandma and I ate pork belly in our new house. We had never had a moment like this with grandma before, and it was truly happy. A few days later, after eating the breakfast grandma prepared, I put on my school uniform and left the house to go to school. As we entered full autumn, the way to school was colorful with fallen maple leaves. As I was feeling grateful for being able to live again while facing the autumn wind. Hey, Yoo-hyuk, a voice so loud that all the neighbors turned to look rang out. The owner of the voice was none other than Myung-soo. Sai, you've got quite the voice. You moved, right? When are you having a housewarming party? I want to eat grandma's food after so long. When is it? What should I bring? I'm not having one. That won't do. You can't not have a housewarming party when you've moved. Just shut up and let's go. Yoo-hyuk, let's go together. At that moment, another person ran towards us. It was Park Hyun-sung, whose father was a police officer. Me, Myung-soo, Hyo and Seong, these 3 always stuck together. They were friends who went through the stormy adolescence with me. We had been to the police station a few times because of Hyo and Seong's father, but never received any punishment beyond that. Ah, you bear-like bastard. Aren't you going to the temple? Why is this bean-sized punk picking a fight again? These guys start fighting as soon as they see each other. Let's go. Park Hyun-sung, the biggest guy in our school. Lee Myung-soo, short but with great social skills. And me, Kim Yoo-hyuk, their leader. Watching Myung-soo and Hyo and Seong bickering as we walked side by side, it suddenly felt strange to be back as a high school student. The school gate was visible in the distance. Ah, shit, it's the bald eagle. I'll come in a bit later. You 2 go in first. Yoo-hyuk, if Viper asks, tell him I went to take a dump, okay. As Myung-soo said while backing away, there was indeed a severely balding teacher standing next to the school gate, holding a broken pool cue. I don't like that teacher either, but are you really not going in? What crime did we commit? Let's go in. Alright. As Hyo and Seong and I passed through the school gate, sure enough, the bald eagle immediately called out to us. Hey, Park Hyun-sung, Kim Yoo-hyuk, stop right there. Hyo and Seong and I stopped with sour expressions. The bald eagle approached, tapping the pool cue against his palm. Are you not wearing your uniform properly? Park Hyun-sung, did you sell your school badge somewhere? I forgot to put it on. I'm sorry. Disc, make sure you wear it from now on. You can go in. As I was about to bow and leave, the bald eagle grabbed me. Park Hyun-sung can go in, but Yoo-hyuk, you wait. Quote ellipsis quote. Aren't you going? Yes. Hyo and Seong looked back at me several times as he reluctantly entered the school building. Kim, Yoo-hyuk, are you not wearing your uniform properly? What's the problem, sir? Looking at myself, I was wearing everything correctly, including the uniform name tag and school badge. The uniform ironed by grandma was even more crisp than a private's 100-day leave uniform. Huh, what's the problem? You're the problem, Kim Yoo-hyuk. Stop causing trouble. A poor bastard like you, what are you fighting for? Do you have money for hospital bills? Quote ellipsis quote. Not answering. I understand. This punk isn't getting it. Quote ellipsis quote. Viper, my homeroom teacher, intervened between us. It's not certain yet, is it? Hey, Park, how could this thug be first in the entire school? He must have cheated or done something, right? Ah, as expected, it was the same picture as before when I first got good grades in my second year of high school after studying like crazy. Kim Moo-hyuk, tell the truth. Does it make sense for you to be first in the entire school? No, you only got 5 questions wrong across all subjects. If I were you, would I believe that? Quote ellipsis quote. Park, you see this punk can't answer, right? Moo-hyuk, speak up. Did you really cheat? No, I didn't. Wow, this punk really can't be reasoned with. Go bring your grandmother. I let your troublemaking slide without much fuss, but now you're messing with the school exams. Is that how your grandmother taught you? This teacher is crossing the line. Anger surged up. You can insult me, but don't touch my grandma. I raised my lowered head and glared at the bald eagle's scalp. Look at this punk's eyes. You want to get your eyes gouged out. Do you want to die? Mr. Lee, I'll handle this myself. Park, don't you see this punk's eyes? He's looking at me like he wants to kill me. Kim Moo-hyuk, should I slap you? A chilling sound of grinding teeth came from my mouth. Teacher, apologize for speaking carelessly about my grandmother. What? What did you say? Whether I cheated or studied hard to get those grades isn't certain yet, right? So why are you insulting my kind grandmother? My grandma isn't someone you can talk about so carelessly. All eyes in the teacher's office turned to look at me and the bald eagle. Ha ha ha, this crazy bastard still hasn't come to his senses. What? Skill? Real skill? Want to make a bet with me? Bring the test papers right now. I'll solve them in front of you. If I get the same grades, you apologize to my grandma. If not, I'll quit school. My bombshell declaration left all the teachers in the office with their mouths open. Ha ha ha, this crazy bastard still hasn't come to his senses. What? Skill? Real skill? Shall we make a bet? Bring the test papers right now. I'll solve them in front of you. If I get the same grades, you apologize to my grandma. If not, I'll quit school. At my bombshell declaration, the mouths of all the teachers in the office fell open.